And now we have the opportunity and the honor to have another member of the European Parliament coming from Germany, Mr. Arl Litz. And he's a German member of the European Parliament and a member of the Committee of Foreign Affairs and the Committee on Development and the Subcommittee of Human Rights. He holds a master's degree in history. He has lived and studied not only in Germany but internationally, and he lived in the United States and South Africa. And he's committed to the promotion of cross-cultural understanding and peace, and therefore a natural match for our program. Sorry, we're a little bit late.
Thank you very much for having me here. I'm very delighted and very honored. And I'm sending greetings to the mother of the film Lux Prize. Her name is Doris Pack, who started that as a parliamentarian to have this idea to bring Europe together by culture, but also to get the situation to have films more visible in many languages. As you said, I'm a member of so many different committees which actually fit very well to the topics. I'm a big fan of the Lux Film Prize because it's on identity, it's on challenges. We are all facing it, and Judy said a lot about it, but also on people, on ordinary people, on histories, on stories, on our societies. To getting that together, having another eye through the films, the power of film is very important. And I could say this from my background. I'm an East German boy growing up behind the Iron Curtain. And I grew up that the Iron Curtain was built because the fascists come back, and so we have been rescued. I had to throw bombs in high school, little grenades, in order to train myself, and that thing happens. And so I have seen the enemy, you know, I was trained to do that. I grew up in a family which didn't believe in all of that, but this was education being said. And the films really showed that the perception was absolutely wrong. We saw films, for example, from the Olsenbande from Sweden, from Denmark at that point. Or it was shown from Louis de Funès from France, which is, you know, believe it or not, one of the positive things between East Germany and France, really feeling a close relationship of. So this really made a perception of the people in East Germany, and then also, you know, seeing there's another world out there, which is so important for young people, which shapes their identity and gets them in their thinking. Who am I in the local situation, regional, national, European, and global perspective? But also, what is the minority-majority situation I'm staying at? And looking also at culture and what values really shape our societies. And film is the bridge to their world. And I've had the opportunity to work, as you said, in America. I've worked for an educational organization. It's called Facing History and Ourselves. This organization brings students their own background, their identity, to challenge the world around them, challenge history, and challenge their daily life and how they perceive and become active citizens. And Facing History and Ourselves did teacher workshop once in the summer, and I did this here in London many years, which is very fun now being back here in education. Fred in School is really the connecting situation of that. I'm so proud of what you have achieved throughout already the first year. This is really amazing through you and the whole team. I know what it's all about, having worked for 4 years in this field. So you reached, as I understood, 200 schools in 8 countries. And so in my region, I even use the Lux film. And I have, as a member of the European Parliament, one office of my office, and is an educational office. So I have a classroom where students come. And I show, for example, as we have the Year of Development this year as a European content, how we work on human rights issues, but also on development issues and humanitarian aspects. And every month we show a film in order to get the audience, get an understanding of the world. And so I would like to take this with me now, hear from you and the experiences of the teachers to bring more Fred in School to Germany. So I will work on that. But besides that, Lux Film Prize is very important inside Europe to get a general understanding to the values, challenges of the different countries, as Judy said very well before, and the effects to its citizens. If you look at the referendum in Great Britain, I think that is definitely being here an important thing to say what is the European situation and who is and how is the country a part of that European Union, but also looking at other countries which face that nationalistic dynamics, like Hungary, for example, and the situation through the refugee situation, where I've been on discussion with people from Slovakia, for example, where their afraidness of foreign people, of other religions, is very high. So this is a good bridge to kind of contradict, but also to challenge these kind of thinkings and stereotypes, and have discussions for young people on this. So the Lux Film Prize looks inside Europe, but it's also a window to the world, and it's important for sharing, as I worked many years here and there, partly for the Goethe Institute, that we use the Lux Film Prize also for cultural diplomacy. We have 75 delegations, means offices of the the European Foreign Office, who uses films and small film events to promote that. And so China and America has been looked at, and there have been over 56 million people looking at European films. And we work on this content, as Judy said, on cultural committee, but also in the foreign politics committee, to bring in this even stronger. And I talked to the group of Mogherini, who's the high representative, that cultural diplomacy is a part of that. And I would highly encourage you, as Fred at school, that as I worked in international education, educational programs, I even created online workshops and worked on them at Facing History and ourselves, to have students exchanging their ideas on their perceptions of situations. So in the 10 years ahead situation, if I look at the statistics, we might have 200 schools worldwide looking Fred at school, and we might have students interacting even more on the social media, as you have started that, and it's very hard to really come to grasp how that works best. And so that is maybe something for the future, to promote Fred and school internationally, to have our European student audiences then also discussing these issues with their peer group in other continents, and also to maybe get and gain also some proudness on the European identity. So good luck with that, and continuing this great conference.
Thank you very much. That was enlightening. Thank you for a very nice word. And I'm very happy you are German, you know, because to be honest with you, Germany was the most complicated country to run the project this year. So I think that having you here may help next year, because it was a sort of a cultural experience for us as well, you know. And we started the project very late, and of course the calendars at schools are really different. They're really structured. And in Germany, they are really very structured, and it was a little bit complicated. But so I'm very happy you managed to be here today, and thank you for the nice words. Thanks. Nela, would you like to say something? You can't. We are very late.
If I'm allowed to take just a second of your time, if you do allow, to ask you a question. So we are public service broadcasters, so I'm coming on behalf of it. And we are encouraging a lot media-supported learning. So can there be another initiative? Because the Fred School is the only initiative I'm known of, and that's why we gladly participate, to help with other platforms, be it radio, TV, or what other platforms, to promote any kind of literacy throughout our schools and enrich national, international curricula. Is there any possibility that there might be launched a project wide around all the platforms and TV and etc. and media-supported learning platforms to share and enrich the competencies of our students all over Europe?
Well, that's a good point. I've worked on this educational field for many years, in particular in Germany as well. Germany is working and functioning by its lenders, by its federal states. And therefore, it's a very tough situation, because you have to go to every federal state in order to really gain a substance, how you can contribute, how you wave it into the curriculum. We do have the German foreign broadcast, which is called Deutsche Welle. And that might be a good opportunity to see if they do already any learning situations. We have also a German politically educational network, which is setting up programs and to link them up as well. So we need to have maybe a little visit of you in Germany to see what linkages might be possible and to find programs which can contribute that. And very important, sometimes there are foundations in every country and also in Germany to see if there's any foundation close to the educational field, to cinema literacy, and so on. So that needs to be a combined situation. And I think the best thing is to talk to the schools who have taken the course, because you have to take them as ambassadors to go. And we even tried to get the people on the phone, and they have been on vacation. So it was very tough. But nevertheless, I think through the teachers, we should look into the federal states and then kind of build up some conversations to see if there could be even some exchange with the public broadcast, which is very interesting, because I mean the German foreign broadcast is done in many languages, so that might be possible. Then even have some slides and some work together.
Okay,
so
thank you very much.